Hi there. I'm Vita King Blanchard from Rooted Arts, and this is the first video for what will be a weekly series on exploring massage for everyone. I know I miss working on clients hands-on, and that a lot of people are stuck at home with aches and pains. And so this is in the interest of supporting everyone through that. My intention is to post a video weekly. Some of them will be live. I'll put up announcements for those, and some of them will be pre-recorded. But they'll all come up at 12:30 on Saturdays. So thank you for joining me. The first thing to think about when we're considering giving a massage is the scene. What does it look like? What does it feel like? What's going to make the person that you're offering this beautiful gift to comfortable, and what's going to keep you comfortable? One of the things that I share with massage students or remind them of is that our clients or whoever we're putting our hands on can really only relax to the extent that we're relaxed, can only find that calm center, that place of stillness to the extent that we're able to. So when we're setting up, things to think about are all of our senses. What do you hear? What would the person that you're going to give this beautiful gift to love to hear? Do they like running water, or the sounds of nature, or drumming, right? Or chanting? There are all of these amazing videos and music options that we all have access to. So really you get to choose what you're going to provide. And you want to make sure that it's something that they like and can identify with, and also that you like. Because again, you don't want to be tense while you're giving to someone. Another really important thing to think about is the power dynamic, right? When we give a gift to someone or when we receive a gift, it kind of can create this feeling of obligation. So that's its own power dynamic. I know that I've experienced moments where in the past where I got a gift that wasn't quite right for me, and I felt guilty about it. And we don't want that in this situation because it's not relaxing. So we want to create a space where the person that we're working on can communicate with us. And that starts as soon as they walk into the area that you're going to work on them in. And I would encourage you to invite that, to practice that kind of communication, right? Because we want to know if any kind of touch feels uncomfortable. Absolutely, we need to be careful about hurting the people that are on our table. And there are a lot of mindsets that go along with that. You know, in our culture, in our common culture, we talk about adages like no pain, no gain. And in massage, that's not really true. A lot of our bodies are incredible at relaxing themselves. So a lot of showing up for massage as a provider is about just holding a space, simply creating a space where the person who's receiving the massage is able to let go. And there are techniques that I will be sharing through these videos to support you in providing that. And also, the first thing again is where you are. So if we go back to the senses, right? So that's sound and sight. What does it look like? So I've set up a table here, which is going to be really good for my posture. You can get a massage table really inexpensively, and you can work on the floor or on a bed if someone's more comfortable in that setting, or if that's all you have, right? What you want to be conscious of is that you stay comfortable, as well as that the person that you are providing for stays comfortable. So that means really paying attention to your posture and keeping good lines in your frame. So when I'm going to work on someone, I have a little stool here so that I can sit to be at their head or feet at the end of the table. And that translates to a bed. Or if I'm leaning over the table to work on them, then I want to, again, be conscious of the plane that my body is moving in. Keep my back fairly straight, keep my head and neck straight and comfortable. And if I'm uncomfortable, if you are uncomfortable, move. Because if you're holding tension, again, the person is going to feel it. And I would invite you to think about this as when someone touches you who's tense, it's very different than when someone touches you who's relaxed. So just that much, right? Even if someone's sitting on the floor in front of you and you're just touching their neck, just being relaxed yourself will help that person relax. We transmute to each other like that all the time. So yeah. And I've created something that looks pretty to me, right? And smell is another important thing. What smells nice to you? What smells nice to the person that you'll be giving this gift to? And then again, you want to find some place where those two things meet. And to allow, when we go back to this conversation of as soon as someone comes into the space that you're offering to them to work on, to invite them to change anything. Because that kind of gives them a little bit of power back right away and lets them know that you're encouraging them to communicate with you and to tell you if there's something that is just not quite right for them. It doesn't mean you're doing it wrong. It just means that what they need in that moment is a little bit different. And the other part of a power dynamic that can be challenging when we're providing a massage is that we're inherently over someone. Even if you're on the floor, if you're over a bed, right? If you're on the table, no matter what, I'm above the person that I'm working on. And so we want to encourage this conversation, create this conversation of communication before we get to the table or wherever we're working, before we put our hands on somebody who's sitting on the floor in front of us. Just to make sure that once the sedation starts happening in them, once they start to relax, because you've created this beautiful space, a beautiful smell for them, incredible music for them to relax to, beautiful things for them to see. Like I've got crystals and salt lamps and candles lit. That as they relax and it becomes even harder to say something, right, as we sedate. And I would invite you to think about that as like those moments right before we're about to fall asleep. It can be like really hard to get words out in those moments. And sometimes we just let it go, right? A lot of the time for me. But in this situation, as someone relaxes, they're going to go to a similar state, a similar somatic relaxation response state. And so we want to, again, encourage that communication off of the bat, allow them to change whatever they need to change before we even get started. And to create space in ourselves, to really be prepared, to listen and to be present and to hear any changes that our loved one is asking for, not as a critique, but simply as feedback and an invitation for us to support them more thoroughly. We can do some centering techniques ourselves. So today, one of my favorite techniques is just a 4x4 breathing technique. I have other videos on this channel about that. I'm going to offer it to you again today as just a good way to reset before you start So go ahead and get comfortable. You can be standing, you can sit down. I just pulled up my table so I could sit. And this is a quick 1-minute exercise. So go ahead and close your eyes. And I'm going to talk you through the breath. We're going to be breathing in for a count of 4, holding that breath for a count of 4, breathing out for a count of 4, and holding that out breath for a count of 4. And we're going to do that 4 times. So again, just get comfortable and breathe in. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Out. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. In. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Out. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. In. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Out. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. In. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Out. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. And that's it. You can go back to regular relaxed breathing. And it's just a beautiful way to reset. It can also be really good to just support your body. And if you are feeling uncomfortable at all, to just do some simple stretches, right? Just putting our hands up in the air can be really powerful. And taking a couple breaths from this position. This opens up our heart physically and encourages the blood flow in our arms to just drain out and recycle. It's also a position of celebration, right? When we're really happy or excited, we put our arms up. So this is a great way to lift your mood and put a smile on your face. You can also stretch out to the side. Do some simple turns. Always moving within your own range of comfort. Just like when we work with people on the table, we want to make sure we stay comfortable ourselves. You can also just do some simple leg bends. I'm just bending my knees. My feet are about shoulder width apart. I'm just checking in with my legs, doing some simple soft bends to a place that's comfortable, and then back up, just to check in with my body. Because the more I'm aware of what's happening in my body, the more I'll be in tune. If I do get uncomfortable, I need to shift while I'm working on someone else. So thank you so much for joining me for the first of these videos. You can look at other videos on my channel for techniques about balancing yourself and doing some self-care. I also would love to hear comments about anything in particular that you are interested in or would love to hear about. So please feel free to put those below. Next week, I will be demonstrating just a general rebalancing routine to first start getting the person that we're going to work on, getting their body ready and in alignment. And yeah, so it's all about comfort. Thank you so much for joining me for this video. Please hit like and subscribe on the page, and also feel welcome to check Rooted Arts Wellness out on Facebook. I love me, I love you, I love us. I'll see you soon.